Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Cabinet meeting of Rushcliffe Borough Council. Just to remind everybody, this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube, and a recording of the meeting will be available afterwards on the Council's YouTube channel. In addition, under the Openness of Local Government Bodies Regulations 2014, other people may film, record, post on social media or blog from this meeting. But just to say, the use of any such images or recordings are outside of the control of this council. So let's move to item 1 of the agenda. Apologies for absence. I think we're all here. So item 2, declarations of interest. Anybody have any interest to declare? None. Item 3, minutes of the meeting held on the 9th of September. Can we all agree to accept those minutes? All in favour? Thank you. Item 4, there are no citizens' questions, so we'll move straight to item 5. And could I invite Councillor Walker, please, to put her question?
Good evening. Very recently, the England visually impaired women's cricket team were forced to withdraw from the World Cup in India this November after being denied funding by the ECB, despite the men's team receiving support. I raised the issue with particular concern as one of the team members is both a resident and a colleague in my ward. In light of this, can this Cabinet agree tonight to formally express our support of the women's visually impaired team by including them in that list referenced in section 1.4 of tonight's report? This would allow us as a local authority to use our platform to advocate for fair and inclusive funding from the ECB for grassroots women's and disability sport. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nick. Can I ask Councillor Wheeler, please, to respond?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Councillor Walker, for the question. So, firstly, in response to the point about funding for the World Cup for the England visually impaired women's team, I note from a post on the ECB Blind Cricket England Wales website, the reason given for their withdrawal is down to visa and health issues as they secured funding through donors, and I have no evidence to dispute what they're saying. However, I completely agree that we should express our full support for the women's visually impaired team and for our residents here in Rushcliffe who represent our country, as I believe we have at least 2 residents I'm aware of who are involved in the team. In terms of adding the particular team you mentioned to the list of teams that we'll be playing at West Park if the proposal went through tonight. The list of the teams has been supplied by Nottingham County Cricket Club themselves, and so we of course don't know if there's a particular reason why the team can't be based there, but we're happy to work to bring extra teams to West Park and ensure everyone has the opportunity to play and enjoy cricket. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Walker. Do you have a supplementary?
Yes, so just to clarify, I mean, the funding didn't come from the ECB and they didn't actually reach their target, unfortunately, because they were about halfway short. Does that mean we won't be adding that to the list in the report?
Yeah, like I say, I'll just go off the information supplied on their official website. I mean, in terms of adding to the report, I say it's not our gift to give to add the team to, because Nottingham County Cricket Club has said the teams that are going to be based there. So I don't know if there might be a particular reason why they can't be based there. It's down to facilities. But I say if Nottingham County Cricket Club want to add the team to play there, we'll of course work with them and happy to work with them to see what other ways we can support blind cricket, because I absolutely agree that we should be looking to encourage best we can everyone to play at West Park if the proposal goes through tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Councillor Walker. So we move now on to item 6 of the agenda. It's the Nottinghamshire and Nottingham Local Nature Recovery Strategy. Councillor Inglis, please.
Thank you. Well, the Environment Act 2021 brought into law the government's intention to create a nature recovery network across England to comprise of 48 local nature recovery strategies, LNRS to be less of a mouthful, to cover the whole of England as a guide action to support nature across the county, with the objective of not just to benefit nature and wildlife, but also to benefit people with opportunities to observe and to enjoy nature for its positive health and wellbeing qualities. Nottingham County Council was formally appointed as the responsible authority for preparing, publishing, reviewing and republishing the LNRS for Nottinghamshire and Nottingham by the Secretary of State for the Environment Food and Rural Affairs on the 26th of June 2023. As in 5.3, the LNRS is intended to guide action to support nature across the county, including a single vision and strategic approach across the county and city, an evidence-based approach to inform priorities for nature recovery, a clear rationale for funding opportunities, building and strengthening local partnerships, and supporting the planning system in local policy and decision making. Rushcliffe Borough Council has supported the County Council by serving on various working groups at Chief Executive level, including political and strategic oversight groups. A draft formal consultation with supporting authorities was undertaken during March and April this year, followed by a 6-week public consultation and an endorsement from RBC's Community Scrutiny Group. 44 amendments came forward from the public consultation. 16 were addressed issues raised by people from Rushcliffe, which is 36% of those amendments, which shows to me that Rushcliffe people are passionate to be involved and to have made a difference. The reason to bring this to Cabinet this evening is to make you aware of the documents and to raise any objection prior to the publication of the strategy this November. However, it needs to be recognised that a lot of work was done by Kath Marriott, Dave Banks and Paul Phillips in their involvement and for the representation of Rushcliffe. So I feel it would be ungracious to raise any objection to the completed publication as of now, which will replace the 2003 and the 2020 strategies. So I recommend that Cabinet also gives its support to the pre-publication and endorse Nottingham County Council to publish the LNRS as in item 12 of the report, recognising the positive implications and incentives as it brings to local biodiversity and to its nature recovery and support.
Thank you very much indeed. Seconder, please, Councillor Brennan.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, I'd also like to welcome the publication or the pre-publication of the LNRS. Really welcome it. And I know that Rushcliffe Borough Council's officers have been very proactive and worked very hard with partners to bring this to fruition. So I'm really pleased to see it here, and I certainly welcome it. We do know that nature across the borough is quite depleted, and given the amount of house building across our borough, it's ever more important that we protect and enhance our local environment. And beyond that, we know, and as Councillor English said, maintaining and improving those green spaces and enabling people's access to them also has a positive impact on residents' health and well-being. So I welcome it. I hope that we'll be able to find resources along the way to help deliver elements of the strategy. And I know that we will continue to work very hard to improve the natural environment of the borough and work with partners across the whole of Nottinghamshire and the City of Nottingham to improve the natural environment. The only thing I would add as a final addendum is I hope when the County Council publishes the LNRS, it does have a look at the accessibility on the website, because it's actually quite a challenging website to navigate. There's a lot of information there, but it's not actually all that easily accessible, and that would be my only point I'd like to raise, Councillor English, in feeding back to the County Council that perhaps it would be good to have a look at the accessibility of the website so that as many people as possible can see the good work that's been done as part of this nature recovery strategy. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Do we have any questions or comments? Councillor Upton.
Yes, I'll just make a brief comment. Actually, I've been engaged on this for some time as a county councillor, but I do agree this type of strategy needs to be regularly updated because there is change, and I particularly like the concept of wildlife corridors, and not just in Rushcliffe but across the county, because that does enable various wildlife to travel around, as they say, along these nature corridors, and I think that's one of the big improvements that I picked up on in the document. It's really, so I do endorse it. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Any other comments or questions? No, it has been moved and seconded. So all those in favour, please. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Move on to item 7, which is the West Park Strategy Opportunity. I'll ask Councillor Wheeler, please.
Yep, thank you, Leader. First of all, just like to refer colleagues to the addendum items circulated after the publish of the agenda, which contains recommendation C and the additional information supporting it. And as a reminder, we'll be discussing some exempt information following the report later in the agenda, subject to your agreement. So the report in front of you sets out a fantastic opportunity for this council, our residents and indeed those across Nottinghamshire. We're proposing to team up with Nottinghamshire County Cricket Club, the newly crowned county cricket champions, to grow women's and girls cricket along with many other groups here in Rushcliffe. Under the proposed lease, residents will still have access to the facility they do now, including the recently refurbished Junior Carn Pavilion. Westbridge Legion Cricket Club will continue to be based there, and our community groups who use West Park Pavilion will continue to be welcomed. Residents will still be able to book out tennis courts and cricket nets. They'll still be able to use the play areas, and they'll have access to the sites as they do now. So what's the downside? Well, I can't see any. This gives the opportunity for women's and girls cricket to have a home, to continue to grow the fantastic support that they're getting, and to build on their success, and give other teams a chance to develop right here in Rushcliffe. Nottinghamshire County Cricket Club are committed to invest in this facility, which we absolutely welcome. As we approach the 100-year anniversary of the Sir Junior Carn Pavilion, there can be no greater tribute to his legacy to know that cricket not only will continue to be at West Park, it can play a crucial part in the future of the sport here in Nottinghamshire. So, Leader, I therefore endorse the 3 recommendations which are set out in the report and then they're combined to the Cabinet here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seconder, could I ask Councillor Verdi, please?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm delighted to second this proposal, and as Councillor Wheeler has already articulated, I think 3 very brief points from me. I think the potential strategic growth opportunity is excellent, and it's in line with our Council's leisure strategy, as already highlighted by Councillor Wheeler. And whilst enabling and hosting women's cricket, it is still permitting a wide range of cricketing opportunities for the community. And I think clearly, and this is very important, the ECB participation and facilities investment ensures that it's not only delivering the NCCC and the ECB strategies, but also our own objectives. However, in the context of mitigating, I think, the council's own financial exposure, even not an exposure. And finally, from a finance perspective as portfolio holder, I'm very pleased that the proposal through the managed lease is going to deliver increased utilisation of the facility, which currently isn't necessarily the case, and provide sustained long-term financial sustainability for all stakeholders. So in summary, I believe this is a win-win-win for the Council, NCCC and the ECB. So I'm happy to support. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much indeed. And talking of winning, I'm sure we all join together in congratulating the County Cricket Club in winning the championship this season as well. So congratulations to all of them. Do we have any other comments or questions, please? It's an extremely important and a really exciting opportunity, which I'm sure we all support, but I will ask all those in favour, please. And I'm glad to say that is unanimous. Thank you very much indeed. And that brings us to the end of the agenda.